Hi guys, before we get into the video, I just want to remind everyone, do not ever steal any of my cookies. It's literally the worst thing. But anyway, I also want to say that this topic will definitely have mixed opinions. Recently, Deji made a video called Bye in which he speaks about his experiences with his brother KSI. Now I believe this video shows that KSI has bullied Deji for years. Again, you may disagree, but all I ask is that you watch until the end of the video before you make any assumptions or judgments on the situation. Also, I would really love it to know what you guys think of this in the comments below. This video is solely my opinion, so obviously I'm sorry to anyone that I've upset. Welcome to KSI is worse than we all thought.
I don't care. I've unfollowed him. I don't care anymore.
He was sticking up for his friend, claiming that everything he said in his diss track was true, just supporting him.
Take a joke, you need to relax, G. Back in LA, I was paying for your taxis. You're the poorest rich man now.
Hey, that's true.
You're rich and you're famous. Now, Deji, tell me, are you brain dead?
I'm call the police. You came here to talk, I'm pissed. Go away. Leave my house.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright, cool.
You came on the 23rd.
You need to remember.
No,
yes,
Deji,
but this is
Deji,
my house.
Deji, please.
I don't want him here. What the hell? I've already said that.
Cool.
So what's the problem?
No.
No, open the door. Let him out. You can let him out.
So what's the problem?
No. Cool. Whatever. I'm leaving. I'm off.
Please, yeah, let him out. Let him go.
Bye.
For the safety of my parents and due to his behavior, I asked him if he could leave my house or I'll call the police.
What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is doing well. As we seem to keep saying these days, another day, another piece of YouTube drama. But this time, it's not including James Charles, it's including KSI and Deji. Now I know all of you KSI lovers and KSI fanboys and KSI fangirls are going to flock to this channel in your thousands, and you're going to tell me how much you hate me, how much of an idiot I am, and you're probably going to dislike the video. But I ask you if you could just wait up a second. If you could watch till the end of the video before you make your mind up about whether KSI is or isn't bullying Deji, then I'd really appreciate that. If you're not already aware, KSI and Deji are both YouTubers. They are YouTube brothers, and it's fair to say in the past, their relationship hasn't been the rosiest.
Deji, ex-Dax, ex-Crypt. Let's go. JJ wanna play games, wanna snake me, get your friends trying to battle me. Now they wanna bait names, how can a man choose friends over family?
There's been a lot of feuds in the past between the two, diss tracks released between the two, feuds created between KSI's friends and Deji, KSI insulting Deji, Deji insulting KSI. There's been a lot of backward and forward arguments, offline and online, and this dates quite some time back. But in all these controversies, in all these dramas, it seemed to appear that KSI had always come out on top. Every time Deji released a diss track, every time Deji released a response, KSI would come out kind of humiliating Deji. And what would happen is the YouTube audience would gather in their thousands and they would flock across the Deji channel to dislike his videos and take KSI's side. But the tide now may have finally turned. Today's video is going to be focusing mainly on the recent controversy. I would say controversy, it's not really a controversy, it's more like a renewed feud between the two of them. So Deji released another video called Bye, and I thought, oh no, not again, just another piece of drama, another piece of just trying to destroy his brother in order to get views, in order to get attention, and maybe in order to try to finally reach his 10 million subscribers. But it wasn't what it all seemed to appear. I thought when the Bye video came out that this video was him basically either leaving YouTube or he was going to be taking a break. I'm pretty sure most people's assumptions was this. But if you take a quick look into the description and then a further look into the comments, it quickly becomes clear that he actually talks about his brother and himself and the relationship that both of them have. Now this video is 45 minutes long, and if I was to sit here and dissect every single point he made, I'd be here probably until Christmas 2020. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dissect the video into two main points, two main topics, and these topics are loyalty and reality. And these two, I think, sum up not only Deji's video, but the relationship between the two of them that they have. So the video starts off with Deji going all the way back in the years when both of them started YouTube, all the way back in 2012. Now in 2012, there was this whole joke that KSI had where apparently, I don't know if you are aware, he used to always do the rape face, which was regarded by some as disgusting, while others thought it was funny. But either way, he had this running meme, running joke that he always would pull the rape face, as it were.
Looking at the screen. You can do your rape, but I'm not looking at the screen.
Rape face. You know that.
Now Deji also explains very early on in the video that if it wasn't for his brother KSI, he would never have done YouTube in the first place. And this is the first point that I want to make about the video. Even in a video in which he's essentially trying to expose his brother for the way he has treated him, for the way he has been treated for many, many years, he still ends up somehow defending him. He still somehow managed to say something nice about his brother, despite the fact that he, like I said, is basically trying to expose him.
I just love spending time with my brother. Honestly, like coming back from school, one of the main things I'd love to do is just play a scary game or anything with my brother. That was amazing at the time. I loved it. And it's still one of those memories I cherish today.
Now, Deji speaks about a time, like I said, all the way back in 2012 when they started making videos. And in these videos that they used to make, there used to be this whole slap Deji meme. And essentially what it was is just part of a video in which KSI would then basically go and slap Deji. And this was loved by the internet. Many people thought it was funny. KSI thought it was funny. Deji thought it was funny. Both of them saw the comedic side to it. And there wasn't really, at this point, too much of a problem.
But through the progression of those videos that we did, on my brother's second channel, slowly, progressively, it started to get more violent.
But this isn't really the main point of this. The main point of this is that further on down the line, as they started to create more videos, and as the famous saying goes, if you call someone enough times, they eventually become it. If you do something enough times, you eventually try to cross the line. What happened was eventually KSI and Deji used to keep making videos together, and eventually this joking around violence became more and more, and it went from them joking around to slapping each other to KSI throwing chairs at Deji, to KSI throwing water balls at Deji, to KSI even punching Deji.
But through the progression of those videos that we did, on my brother's second channel, slowly, progressively, it started to get more violent. From throwing controllers.
You need to piss off! F you!
To throwing bottles. Belts.
What's your problem?
What? Yeah, you can't belt me.
Give me my belt. Give me my belt.
You can't belt me.
Baby. I just want to put on my belt.
You can't put on your
I just want to put on my belt because my trousers are falling. Give me my belt. Give me my belt. Give me my belt, nigga.
Even chairs.
Pick this, JJ! I picked this! Why?
And you can see in a lot of the videos that they make together now, in hindsight looking back, Deji was actually very, very uncomfortable. And in this video, in this 45-minute video, Deji basically explains that at the time he thought it was funny, but as time went on, he didn't find it so funny. He went up to his brother and he said to him, that he was feeling upset about the situation, that he felt like his brother was taking it too far, but apparently KSI refused to listen. And if any of you were wondering why Deji made the diss track, which many people criticised, Deji says he made a diss track because of this, because KSI was continuing to hit him, continuing to be violent on him, and he even explained a time in which in Christmas, I think he explains, that KSI threatened to go and beat him up, and Deji ended up locking himself in a room. This for me is really, really upsetting. Every time I look at these videos, every time I look at Deji's face in these videos, you can tell he is genuinely terrified. KSI has always had more points than Deji, shall we say, because KSI has always had more subscribers, and people have always flocked to KSI's channel over Deji's channel, and even the memes about Deji never reaching 10 million, or the memes of Deji having a dead YouTube channel, these have been going on for some time. But I think there's a line in which jokes should stop. And there's always space in life, there's always space on YouTube, there's always space everywhere to make jokes, whether people like or hate jokes. Jokes are there to make people laugh, and whether they offend people or they don't offend people, that's not the point. Like I said, they're there to make some people laugh. But in the instance between KSI and Deji, the line has been crossed time and time again, and I think now people are starting to realise. The loyalty between KSI and Deji is quite sad, if I'm honest. It's always appeared that even when, for example, KSI took that long break, Deji always supported him, but as soon as Deji is insulted by KSI's friends, like Randall for example, KSI would take his friend's side over his brother's side. And again, in the video, it's explained in detail how Deji always said that KSI would always put views above family and views above everything. He would even defend his friends over his own family if it meant that he grow his YouTube channel or grow his own career. And after all of this happened, Deji finally decided to get his own back, shall we say, and this is why he ended up making a diss track.
He was just saying it's just a bit of banter, that you should just respond. It's just, you like, who cares? It's just banter. I dropped the call, I hung up out of anger, and then he texted me this. Him saying, it's YouTube at the end of the day, it's helping my channel in the end. You're gonna find out that this is very hypocritical of JJ as we continue. I felt betrayed. Honestly, I felt betrayed. I always thought my brother would have my back in dark times, but as I look at the previous years, it looks like my brother doesn't really support me. Like, the love we both have is not reciprocal. This is one of the reasons why I dropped the diss track on my brother.
Now, if you want to go into even more detail about loyalty, we can then start talking about the situation between girls. Deji speaks of many times in which KSI had tried to speak or had slept with girls that Deji was either talking to or dating, knowing that they were talking or dating. Now, he says that KSI's excuse was that apparently it wasn't KSI's fault and that these girls came to him and he didn't go to them. But either way, if it's your own family member, you'd think you have a little bit more respect to maybe push them away if they try and talk to you. And even if it was the girl that came towards you, you know what KSI you can do? You can just say, no, you're talking to my brother, or no, I'm not going to talk to you. There is actually such a word as no. There is such a thing as no. But for you, it seems like that's not the case, because you always step over the line, don't you? In every video you create with Deji, you seem to want to either physically, emotionally, or mentally attack him.
With pain. But it didn't stop with physical pain, it even went to mental pain. Now, what I'm about to tell you is a secret that affected me immensely. When I say it affected me immensely, I struggled to trust. This is where my trust issues started to really sprout, if I should say. So late 2015, I'm not gonna name the girl, just for, you know, out of respect for her. But late 2015, I was talking to this girl for maybe a year and a half. Like, I liked her. I liked this girl. We talked a lot, and yeah, I really did like this girl. Anyway, late 2015, I was doing videos with this girl and everything. Long story short, JJ, knowing that I talked to her, done videos with her and everything, it just came as a surprise when I found out that my brother had slept with her. And that really did affect me.
For me, whilst the violence may appear pretty innocent, it really isn't. I really struggle to see why the YouTube community cannot see that Deji is, for 100% fact, being bullied by KSI. I struggle to see why people think that whatever KSI does, he's always in the right. Lastly, on the topic of loyalty, Deji also speaks about how his brother, during all this diss track period, would confirm allegations that were true, that Randolph had accused him of. And what this meant was it cemented the fact that people would then believe Randolph on these accusations. But they wasn't just ordinary accusations. There were accusations such as Deji talking to underage girls and Deji doing other things which are not only highly immoral and inappropriate, but sometimes very, very illegal and disgusting. Now, whether these rumours are correct or they aren't, for Randolph to make such allegations and then for Deji's own brother to back up his friend over backing up Deji, for me, it just shows one thing and one thing only. KSI cares more about his career, his clout, his subscribers and his views than he does about Deji and his family and his personal life and his morals. And this, for me, this is the reality of KSI. Not only has KSI publicly humiliated Deji on occasion after occasion, even recently creating videos in which he mocks his own brother, where he talks about the memes between James Charles and Deji, once again talking about the fact that Deji won't reach 1 million subscribers. The whole 10 million subscriber meme which Deji won't somehow reach. Once again, KSI takes the mick out of him. But remember this, guys. KSI is the guy that also insulted mental health. When the Joe Weller fight and him took place during the press conference, he said something towards Joe in which he pretty much insulted mental health.
It's illegitimate. It's illegitimate.
Honestly, mate,
Popeye,
look,
bro.
at the end of the day,
Square-headed prick.
Square-headed.
Square-headed.
Very interesting.
Dense.
Dense.
Oh my God.
I'll say that. Anything else?
You're
Anything
unstable.
else?
You're unstable.
Unstable. All right.
Unstable, bro.
Yeah, I'll
You
say
need-
that.
Oh, do you need drugs?
Drugs?
Do you need drugs to
No.
stay sane, bro?
What, antidepressants?
Yeah.
What, you taking a piss out of depression?
I'm not taking the piss.
Well, that's
I'm not
exactly
taking
what
the
you're
piss.
doing.
I'm not taking the piss.
You taking a piss out of depression?
Piss.
That's exactly
I
what you're
ain't no piss.
doing.
Are you getting
How
the piss?
dare you,
Alright,
bro?
What you want to do then?
How dare
What
you
wanna
take the
do,
piss
bro?
out of mental
What you wanna
health,
do?
bro?
I ain't taking the piss,
Like, what do
bro.
you think you're doing?
I ain't doing
Have some
anything,
class about you, mate.
This guy is a pure idiot. And do I like KSI? No, I don't like KSI at all. I don't like him for his morals. I don't like him for the way he acts. And I don't like the fact that he doesn't treat anybody on the platform or anywhere else with any respect. And this, for me, I find just simply disgusting. He never ever has actually stood up for his brother. He's never publicly stood up for him without wanting something in return. And for me, like I said already, I just don't think he cares about anyone but himself. Well, let's firstly say that the reality for KSI isn't very good. At the time of making this video, KSI has actually lost over 50,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. And I know you're probably saying that isn't very much, especially when you compare James Charles to the 3 million that he lost not too long ago. Back to the fact that Deji was a dying YouTube channel and his video has been seen 2 or 3 million times in just the space of a few days, I don't really think represents a dying YouTube channel. Secondly, the fact that Deji has finally been able to come out and talk about it openly, about all of his experiences, which, by the way, of course, you can check on his channel for the full video. The fact that he has actually managed to make KSI lose subscribers maybe think a sign of change, maybe a sign of times that people are finally realising that KSI isn't the Mr. Nice Guy he makes himself out to be. On the outside, the emotional, physical and mental abuse just seems to be all fun and games. But years and years of being subtly attacked by KSI, being looked down upon by KSI, even not only that, but being looked down upon from KSI, from the YouTube community and everyone in general. I think it's time people not only show support for Deji, but realise finally who KSI is. KSI has gone too far, and KSI is definitely a lot worse than most people thought. At the time of making this video, KSI did actually respond on Twitter, but his response really does just sum up the fact that he just really doesn't care, not only about his family, but also about his relationship between himself and Deji. And to be honest, this tweet just sums up everything between KSI, what KSI is about, and just the way KSI approaches everything. He really just doesn't care about anything or anyone, really, except himself. And I'll leave you guys with this. As I said earlier on in the video, the more you see your favourite YouTuber hanging around with KSI and defending him, the more you are willing to defend KSI, to back KSI, to follow him, to like everything he does, and to support him. Now, I'm not saying that anyone shouldn't support KSI. Everyone, of course, has their own choice. But what I would like to see is people face consequences for their actions. And like I said, it doesn't matter who it is on the internet. It seems like people are not facing consequences for their actions. The only problem here is I don't know what consequence KSI should face, because I'm never going to condone people to unfollow someone. I'm never going to condone a cancel culture. I think cancel culture is just something that just shouldn't exist. I don't believe in cancelling someone necessarily. But whatever happens in this situation, I want to make one thing clear. KSI is definitely a bully. KSI is definitely a manipulator. And will he learn? Well, I don't think he ever will. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, remember to like, comment and subscribe as always. Remember, of course, never ever steal any of my cookies. That is the biggest, just don't do it, alright, because it just makes me angry. Do not steal my cookies. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It's been a bit of a different one. Again, I seem to be saying that a lot recently. Today's video is different, but I'm trying out all new things. This has obviously been a lot of talking, but I wanted to give my raw and honest opinion on the situation. But apart from all of that, there is one thing you also need to do. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, eat all of your vegetables.